This is Inside Indiana Business Radio for the afternoon of Wednesday, March 22nd, 2023. I'm Alex Brown. The CEO of Oregon-based Entech says the company has eyes on continued growth in the Wabash Valley. The battery component producer announced plans yesterday to invest $1.5 billion to establish a manufacturing campus in Terre Haute, which Larry Keith said brings many benefits.
The state and local benefits, business-friendly incentive packages they have. The site is shovel-ready. It's got all the gas, water, power available. It's in an industrial park. We like the education system that Terre Haute, or Indiana, I should say, is offering. The vocational ed, having Ivy Tech down the street's a benefit. Working with the redevelopment group was really a good experience. They welcomed us, and it just rose to the top of the surface there.
Keith said the amount of battery separators the facility will produce is only a fraction of what will be needed to support EV battery production, which creates a, quote, tremendous opportunity for growth. A graduate of the Purdue University College of Pharmacy has committed to giving $20 million to the school to establish a new leadership academy. Marcel Sassola says the gift is intended to help prepare a new pipeline of pharmacy graduates to innovate and lead in an ever-changing healthcare landscape. Purdue says the Sassola Leap Academy will focus on strengthening leadership and entrepreneurship among Purdue pharmacy students. Indianapolis-based design and innovation consulting firm Studio Science has acquired technology consulting firm RevTech 360, also based in Indy. Financial details were not disclosed, but Studio Science CEO Steve Pruden said the acquisition adds to his firm's capabilities and enables it to better serve customers. From the number one source for Indiana business news, this is Inside Indiana Business Radio.
Get ready, Southwest Indiana. We're headed your way. IBJ Media, Inside Indiana Business, and the Indiana Economic Development Corporation invite you to the second annual Engage Southwest Indiana event presented by Indiana University and Old National Bank, Tuesday, April 11th at the Old National Events Plaza in Evansville. We'll be diving into regional and statewide initiatives with a focus on talent, education, and issues shaping our economy. It's all about advancing the future of Indiana. More at ibj.com/engage.
A renewable energy producer in White County cut the ribbon today on what it calls one of the largest on-farm biodigester facilities in the world. IIB's Wes Mills has more.
Biotown Biogas says the facility takes agricultural waste and processes it into renewable natural gas and electric power. The facility, located in the town of Reynolds, is expected to produce more than 3 million gallons of fuel and 42 million kilowatt hours of renewable power annually. BTB said the project will support more than 50 jobs in White County and surrounding communities. The waste goes through a process called anaerobic digestion, which produces biogas that is then processed into methane. The methane goes through a series of treatments that results in pipeline quality RNG that can be provided to local utilities. Additionally, the company can use specialized generators that turn the methane into green electricity, which can then be transferred to the grid for electric utilities to distribute to customers. Merrillville-based Northern Indiana Public Service Company will buy the electric power generated by the facility, while Denver-based United Energy Trading, which has offices in Chicago and Columbus, Ohio, will buy the natural gas. Wes Mills, Inside Indiana Business Radio.
Chicken and Pickle, an indoor-outdoor entertainment complex featuring a casual restaurant, sports bar, and pickleball courts, said today it plans to open a location in Fishers in late 2024. The Kansas City, Missouri-based chain said the venue will be a tenant in Fishers District, east of I-69, between 106th and 116th Streets. Chicken and Pickle said it expects the Fishers site to receive more than 700,000 annual visitors and create more than 150 jobs. The Indiana Tourism Association announced the winners of the 2023 Indiana Tourism Awards on Tuesday. The awards honor tourism businesses who are creative, innovative, and maximize the dollars invested. The honorees were recognized during the annual Indiana Tourism Conference in Elkhart, which attracted more than 200 tourism leaders from throughout the state. Indiana Tourism Association Executive Director Carrie Lambert discussed the importance of the awards in an interview with Inside Indiana business host Gary Dick, who served as MC of the ceremony Tuesday.
So this is the only awards for the state of Indiana within the tourism industry to really be able to celebrate the successes of our partners all across the state, whether that's the website, the travel guide that they produce, or even their marketing campaign. And this is one chance where they can compete against everyone across the state to showcase their talents.
And the importance of the tourism sector on the economy obviously is so substantial. Talk about that, and coming out of a very tough period, obviously, through the pandemic and the recovery and those types of things.
Yeah, right. Aren't we all sick of hearing about COVID, right, and what it did to our industry? And it really did rock the tourism industry, but I'm happy to say that we rallied. People want to get out. They want to experience. Thanks to our partners at the Indiana Destination Development Corporation, they do some economic impact numbers every year. And the most compelling of those is that on average, a Hoosier saves $530 per household because we have tourists coming into our communities, spending money, supporting our attractions, our restaurants, and our lodging. And those numbers are real savings for Hoosiers.
The organization awarded the Indiana Tourism Association Member of the Year Award to Luann Matson, Chief Marketing Officer of So In Tourism in Jeffersonville. You can view the full list of recipients at InsideIndianaBusiness.com. The U.S. Senate Judiciary Committee has unanimously approved Indiana Magistrate Judge Matthew Brookman's nomination to the U.S. District Court for the Southern District of Indiana.
That puts Brookman on track for a full Senate confirmation vote. Brookman has served as magistrate judge since 2016, filling a vacancy created by the retirement of Magistrate Judge William Hussman. He was nominated last December to fill the Indiana Southern District Court seat currently held by Judge Richard Young, who has submitted notice of his intention to take senior status. Carl Tobias, a University of Richmond School of Law professor, says the fact that the 21-member Judiciary Committee took a voice vote to advance Brookman's nomination, as opposed to a roll call, represents a strong vote of confidence for the nominee. Tobias says that the only real question now is when the full Senate will vote on Brookman's confirmation. That vote could come in either late March or sometime in April.
The Indiana lawyer's Daniel Carson reporting. Lucas Oil Products President Morgan Lucas is this week's guest on the Business and Beyond podcast with Gary Dick, presented by PNC, a weekly conversation with high-profile Hoosiers in business, sports, and entertainment, and beyond. Available now from your favorite podcast provider. I'm Alex Brown for Inside Indiana Business Radio on Demand.